Good afternoon and welcome to Titan Talk. It is our show after Christmas. You've got yourself Lieutenant Coop and our wonderful Captain McFarland here.
Ahoy.
We thank you guys for joining us. It is, again, like I said, the day after Christmas. So we hope everybody had a wonderful weekend and had a happy holiday. I myself celebrate Christmas, so I hope everybody had a happy
Yeah,
Christmas.
whatever holiday you observe.
whatever
We
you
also have
celebrate.
our fancy Christmas tree up here, as you can see. It's our pretty little Charlie Brown tree. So Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Hopefully everybody, since we're in the past and the future, Back to the Future.
Oh,
So this is pre-recorded, so you guys understand we're not going to answer comments today. We will at a later date, but yeah, we're Back to the Future here. So hopefully everybody has a safe, fun holiday and got all the Christmas presents that they wanted.
or
Yeah,
deserved.
or deserved. Yeah, exactly. Cole, if you deserved it, Cole.
We're not saying any
Anyway.
names or anything, getting Cole. But no, so we hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas. Get to spend it with your families. If you spent it at work, I can't thank you enough for coming in and covering those shifts. I know this Christmas we had a few extra that popped in due to some client coverage. So for everybody who did work and who helped us out with that, thank you so much. We appreciate all that extra hard work. And the advantages kind of got a little bit of overtime, so there's a little bit of
Yeah, holiday pay.
positive for that.
Yeah.
So there's some gain there for you.
For sure. I mean, my wife and I have been in this industry for a long time, so we've usually in the past when I had to kind of earn my stripes,
Hmm.
the newer guys, less seniority, are the ones who have to work the holidays, and so we appreciate everybody that was out in the field and doing what they needed to do to keep the company running while everybody was warm inside with their families. So that does not go unnoticed, and we appreciate it.
When I
So
used to
thank you.
be running patrol or as a supervisor out in the field, I would always try to work Christmas so I could buy my team an extra person on my team the day off.
Yeah.
When I was at my old jobs, when it was as a manager, we didn't count towards the bottom line. I used to always work a holiday.
Hmm.
Makes the business look a little bit better because there's one less person on the budget
Sure.
that way, and then it always gives
That's
that.
basically what we do too.
Yeah,
So we can switch off, and between our team up here is
who gets
somebody's on the horn
who gets to work?
for what holiday and stuff, so we can kind of check out a little bit, which we don't really do, but
Is that
we try to. We check our emails less often
yes,
and
I still check them.
pass the torch a little bit. So, but yeah,
But no, so I just wanted to say, happy holidays and have a happy Merry Christmas, Happy Christmas.
happy Christmas holidays. So
But we just wanted to thank everybody for all their hard work and all the dedication that they give us. Um, hopefully the gift. My goodness, the cards are going out today, which is Tuesday this week, which is what we're pre-recording it on. And then hopefully you guys will get those soon, so you guys get a little thank you card
yeah, it's a
and
little
a
appreciation.
little appreciation
Yeah.
shown. But
It's really been tough doing that since COVID because we used to Ryan always would do a nice party
yep,
for everybody, and if you're on duty, you can swing in and get some food and stuff. So unfortunately, COVID's kind of ruined that for everybody. COVID's still a thing.
I know we're still working on kind of get back to where we can have those holiday parties where we can do the Christmas party and stuff like that. And it's getting to the point I think we're getting better about it, but with everything still going on and
Right.
this is kind of the season that everybody gets sick and stuff like that. I think
We've had a lot of people sick lately.
they
So
kind of put a hiatus on it for right now, which
yes.
hopefully soon hopefully by the end of next year we can get back to having our holiday party because
Yeah.
those were always fun.
Yeah,
Had a
I was
little
always working, so we're to go to them now that I have those off. We don't have holiday parties, but like I said, COVID kind of ruined that. And everybody's been getting sick, and it's probably not best to get everybody together when people are getting sick. So
it's funny
just stay
talking
with your families and have a good time.
get your family sick.
Yeah, right.
It's funny.
Get your uncle you don't like seeing sick, so he doesn't come back next year.
I was thinking about that. We're, talking about keeping everybody separate because of the sickness and stuff like that. And now we're getting back to normality. I remember when I was a kid and your neighbor friend would get sick, as someone you go to school with, you ride the bus with to school and everything. And you would find out they were sick and they were home one day. And then that very night, your parents would find out or something, and your parents were always like, "Well, we're gonna stick all the kids in the same room and get
Yeah,
everybody in, and
it's table.
like so get everybody gets sick and gets it out of the way." And then remember that happened a few times to me as a kid. As my mom was like, "Hey, you're gonna go over here and stay at
Right.
Devon's house," and
Go
it's like,
catch the
"But
chicken pox
yeah,
so
but
so
Devon's
it's
sick.
over.
I
It's
understand this,
over
but
with.
you're going anyway."
It's called herd immunity.
So
Other than that, I thought some fun topics, which you guys obviously we won't be able to comment live on, but put some comments in there, some some traditions you guys do for the holidays. My wife's family this is gonna sound funny, but and I'm sure other families do it. They hide a pickle on Christmas tree. Yeah, and you're supposed to find it. I don't know. Maybe it's weird and nobody
Um,
else does it.
I don't think anybody else does that.
So,
You're outing her family now.
so yeah, there was always like the Christmas pickle.
Okay.
It was the weirdest thing, and I remember because my wife and I have been together for almost a decade now. You know, when I first heard about it, I brought it up to my family. I was like, "Is that?" And they're like, "Yeah, it's a thing. We just don't really do it." And I
That's
was
the
like,
thing.
"Yeah, so
If anybody else has heard of it, put it in the comments because I've never heard of a Christmas pickle.
and maybe we're just weird and we're the only ones that do it. But yeah, it's like
I
you
mean,
hide it on the tree, and then I think if you find it,
like, is it
you
like
get
an
like a prize.
actual real pickle?
It's like a glass, like
Oh,
ornament.
okay.
Yeah, but
It's like a real.
maybe it was a real pickle. I don't know. But yeah,
It's that'd be kind of weird just have like a pickle just sitting on your tree that's
yeah.
out of the fridge
Yeah.
and
Oh, this blends in too, so most
well,
trees are
yeah.
green, so it's hard to find.
What? Yeah, it's
At
true.
the point you find it, you get a special prize, an extra present or something. So list some
That's kind of
cool,
cool.
yeah, list some cool,
It's weird.
wacky, weird traditions that you guys do. We can talk about it in our
I
next
just,
live
I
episode.
say, I think I just got a one that just got introduced to me. There's not a whole lot of Christmas holiday traditions with me and my family. We didn't do a lot of holidays. We did some, but it wasn't a huge thing in my family. It was just another day to work. It's kind of how I grew up with birthdays, holidays, and stuff like that. And it was just one extra day. Um, and something that was introduced to me recently, and I just did one was the white elephant, and I'd never heard of
Mhm.
it. And another some other friends that I have did a white elephant, but they did one to where you could steal the
Yeah,
gift.
that's the traditional way of doing it.
Yeah,
What we did recently is a Secret Santa,
right.
so it's
But
similar.
I'm saying that was
Yeah.
the one that I knew Secret Santa. Secret Santa's always been a thing. I've heard of it before,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
the white elephant was one that was new to
Yep.
me. Is I buy I buy a gift and it's not for anybody in particular, but I just buy a gift anywhere between
Mhm.
like 20 and $50, and it goes in a box or a bag, generally a bag, so you can take it out of the bag real quick and see it. And then the first person sits down and that's their gift, and they're like, "Oh, cool." And
You
then the
draw
second,
names that go in order.
yeah,
Yeah.
names or numbers.
Yeah.
Somebody gets a name or a
Yeah.
name,
That's what I mean.
and then
Numbers.
the next person can either choose to steal that gift or go get a new one.
Yep.
And if they steal it, that person who got stolen from can go get another gift.
It's
But you can only steal a gift 2 times,
something. Yeah.
and
There's
then it's
different
like
rules.
locked
Yeah.
out. Well, it was funny because the gift I got you, one of them, came from that,
Yeah.
and
Nice.
it was hilarious because
So
the
you just
person
outed yourself. You regifted.
absolutely.
It's good because I
Listen,
like.
there's
Yeah, I like both ones you're doing from you. So
so it was funny because I got it or it was gotten and then it was stolen. And the person who had stolen it was like, "Oh, this is mine now." And there's
yep,
like 5 people left,
restolen.
and they were like, "No one's gonna get it." And they were all happy about it. And I'm just sitting there, and I was like, "So how many times can you steal a gift?"
Right.
And they go 2. Well, there was 3 gifts that everybody was fighting over. And I go, "How many times can you steal a gift?" And they go 2. And everybody looked at me, and I went, "What?" And they go, "You're gonna steal a gift." And I was like, "No, no." My turn came up, and I stood up, and all 3 of the gifts that were being argued over were all at the end of the table. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
walked over to the end of the table next to all 3 of them. They go, all of them grabbed it and they brought it closer, and I was like, "I'll take that." And like
Yeah,
the whole
right.
table
Yeah.
was like, "Yeah."
I think I've talked about it in a previous show. With my wife's uh, traditions. They do the white elephant where you steal, and I had a. It was actually similar. It was a little bit bigger. It's a Christmas tree, but it had dollar bills, $51
Ooh,
bills tied into it like ornaments,
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
at the base of it there was like $50 scratchers. And I didn't know that till I picked it because I was like, "Oh, there's $50 on that tree. Like, I'll take that. Yeah, it's cash." And at the end, I realized something like there was like the whatever that paper for like the when you have like the sacks
Yeah,
of
yeah.
gifts and they have that.
The
It's
the
like
the
the
tissue paper.
tissue paper. That's what it is. And I was like pulling that out, and there was a bunch of scratches. I was like, "Oh, jackpot!" And I think I won a couple $100. So yeah, that was a
Nice.
great white elephant for me.
My dad, one year, and I'm gonna out my dad on this, but I can't remember how old I was, but it was Christmas, and I was spending it with him this year. And my dad worked a ton when I was a kid, and that was fine. That's what he did. That's how he supported me and stuff like that. And one year, it was my dad was like, "Well, I'm gonna take him for Christmas." My mom was like, "Please get him out of my house." It was a long year that year, and so I'm up with my dad's, and he goes, "Well, I didn't really think about getting you a gift, so I got you." He goes, "I got you 10 $1 scratchers." And I look at my dad, I was like, "Can I do this? Like, am I allowed to scratch it?" He goes, "As long as I turn it in, sure,
Right,
why not?"
right, yeah,
So I was like, "Sure." I think out of those 10, I think we won like $50,
nice.
and my dad was like, Okay,
Good luck, John.
I'm gonna give you every scratcher
Yeah.
going forward
Good luck,
because I've
John.
never won on those before.
The first scratcher I ever bought when I was 18 was a dollar scratcher, and I won $100. And luckily, I didn't get the fever because I would be under somewhere scratches.
Winning.
But that was the cool, and I think that's the most I've ever won on one ticket. We usually get scratchers for like stocking stuffers
Yeah.
for my family. There's 10 or 15 of us that get together every Christmas, and we usually pay it forward. So if someone wins big, we go out and buy a bunch more.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
I think, well, this is probably about 4 or 5 years ago now. My mom's the one that usually gets the scratchers because she kind of takes over the stockings. That we all give each other gifts and stuff. And
Right.
so my brother-in-law had won like a $500 scratcher.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and he went and doubled down and bought a bunch more, and then ended up winning like $800 and gave it to my mom since she was the one
And she could do all
yeah,
that. That's pretty
yeah,
cool.
that's pretty cool. Pretty cool way to pay it forward. So
Let's see, stocking stuffers. My uh, grandma before my biological grandmother, before she passed, she used to buy Hot Wheels cars
yeah,
for
that's a good stocking
stuffers.
stuffer.
And so
Tried some of those over the years.
my grandfather hated it.
Probably because he stepped on them in the living room.
Every one of them, because what would happen is we'd never take them home.
Yeah.
We'd always leave them there because in my grandma and grandpa's house there was always it was a 2-bedroom. So there was the second bedroom that
Like a
when
playroom or
the kids would stay in,
Yeah.
and so it was a playroom bedroom for the kids, and we always left them in that room.
or a
And,
minefield.
and we
walking
never,
around with
we
Legos and
never
cookies.
cleaned up after ourselves, and he hated it.
I don't
So
blame him.
one day he walked in, and I had just left. I mean, probably by like 20 minutes. He had stepped on one of those Hot Wheel cars, and it came out from under him.
Yeah,
And
that hurts.
we were, I mean, when I say just left, I mean, we were just walking out the door, and you just hear this, you just hear him hit, and he yells. My mom goes,
Damn kids!
my mom looked at me, and she goes, "You didn't clean up, did you?" And I went,
No, start the car, Mom. Start the car. Let's go. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm trying to think of other wacky traditions. We always bake Christmas cookies. And it's my mom's great aunt Effie's recipe, and we actually still have it on the paper written down. It's like from the 1800s.
Oh,
It's
wow.
pretty. It's her great aunt, I think. And so yeah, it's a old recipe that we do. And
Have you modernized it at all, or?
No, we do it the same way. Yeah, I
Wow.
mean maybe a KitchenAid instead of mixing it yourself, but stuff like that. And then there's an old bread. Excuse me. There's an old bread recipe that we do as well. It's actually phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
It's got like orange rind in it, and so
Yeah.
like in the dough, and then the way it bakes, it's got like a nice kind of a fruity orange flavor to it. It's
Okay.
fantastic, and we only make it around Christmas, so just to kind of keep the tradition going. So
It's pretty cool.
I look forward to that every year.
I recently got some, like something that I would consider that. I recently from a friend got something. It was called friendship bread. I'd never heard of it before, but I got it from him probably a couple of months ago, and it had a real cinnamon taste to it.
Mhm.
Not like overpowering,
Mm.
but it kind of reminded me of like a Christmas.
Yeah. I mean, that's when I think of like when you take a bite out of it, it's just like that real doughy, almost like a pretzel.
Yeah,
It's got kind of like a
real
glaze over it.
soft
Yeah.
and yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
so every year, it's like when you can smell it cooking in the kitchen, and you taste it, it just helps you get back in the Christmas spirit, I
What
guess.
always, there was one that that someone told me about that I never really understood. I think it's called a fruitcake.
Yeah, it's just fruitcake.
Christmas fruit.
Grandma's fruitcake or
I never understood
Christmas
how
cake, yeah.
that's a thing. Like,
It looks
I
disgusting.
mean, it looks like you could throw it and hurt somebody.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like a hockey puck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's the
Yeah,
weirdest thing
it's
ever.
like the gelatin
Yeah,
style, but
I have
but that's the thing. That's what's cool about traditions.
I
Is
have a
like
friend.
been doing it for
His
years.
family's been making. It's a thing for their family, and they've been. I think they're on 6 generations now. Where every year, every Christmas, they make a
Christmas fruitcake.
Christmas fruitcake.
Yeah.
Nobody eats it, like,
Yeah.
ever.
There's that song, Grandma's Killer Fruitcake.
Is it really?
I think it's because it's used as a weapon.
But yeah, so it sits on the table Christmas Day, and then the very next day they throw it away. And I'm
I
like,
feel like you
"So
could
why
have
does
it
nobody
from
eat it?"
10 years ago, and it would look the same. It's like a McDonald's burger.
Well, he said
It never
everybody
deteriorates.
smiles and giggles when I ask about. Well, last time I asked about it, everybody just smiled and laughed, and I was like,
Probably
"What?"
because nobody eats
I
it.
was like, "What's so funny? Like, why are you not eating it?" And they
Yeah.
all just,
We
I was
always,
like, "No, you're wasting food."
yeah, it's a good point. We always try to do some sort of prank. My wife got me and my brother-in-law a couple years ago. She took Brussels sprouts and covered them in chocolate, so they look like those Oreo balls.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
so
messed up.
those Oreo balls
Yeah,
where
yeah,
like
yeah.
and it's like the nice Oreo in the middle.
That's messed
Well,
up.
I went to eat and I took a bite out of it. I go, "This isn't an Oreo ball, is it?" And she goes, I'm like, "It's rude." Like I'm expecting delicious cookies and cream,
Brussels
dessert,
sprout.
and it's Brussels sprout. And my brother-in-law doubled down. He sat there and just chewed it and looked at me.
Smith. I
He
think
goes, "You're not getting me."
I think my favorite is I had an ex-girlfriend whose family they loved Christmas. It was this huge production for them, and their uncle, where they held Christmas every year, had vaulted ceilings. It was like 22 feet,
Oh, wow.
and they had like a 16-foot tree. It was this huge thing. They had, it was really cool to watch it a couple of times, to be there a couple of times for it. But they always had one gag gift,
Yeah.
and it was at random. So it was the entire family would draw a number, and
Mhm.
then if you got the correct number, you were the one giving the gag gift.
Right.
You get to pick who it went to.
Right.
Well, one year that I got to participate, I did not get it, thank goodness.
Mhm.
But the uncle decided that he got it, and he gave it to her dad,
Mhm.
and he decided what he was going to do is he took I mean, it was like fridge box,
Yeah.
and he had a ton of other boxes in it.
Yep.
And I mean, when I say a ton,
Oh, yeah.
I mean this was filled.
Yeah.
I mean, there was probably a half inch of
Like
space between
those
each
little
box.
Russian dolls where there's
Yes,
like they
but
just
there
keep
was
coming. Yeah.
hundreds of them, and each one,
A lot of dedication.
dude, he had to have spent months on this because the last like 15 were duct taped,
Yep.
and then everything else was wrapped with duct tape and like electrical tape. So you peel the first one and he goes, "Oh, it's
It just keeps going like
he
layers
looked at
of
it
an
and he
onion.
goes,
Yeah.
"We don't need a new fridge." And then get to the second box and he goes, "No." And
Microwave,
so
space heater,
at the very end, it gets to this
toaster.
like necklace box, and I can't remember what the necklace brand was, but it's this like really expensive diamond
Yeah.
necklace brand. And he looks at it, he goes, "There's no way after all of this, you got me a diamond necklace." And
Yeah.
he opens it up, and it's a gift card to
Yep.
the local gas station. It said, "Ha ha, got you."
Yep.
Almost kind of just look, and he's dying laughing in the back. Just
My grandpa used to do
couldn't
the same
stop.
thing. And it was every year I used to, when I was younger, he would ask me what I wanted, and he didn't, I mean, he saved up and took care of the family, so he didn't really, I mean, it wasn't like, here's your price limit. He says, "Just tell me what you want. Just one thing, and I'll make it happen."
Yeah.
And so every year I was just like, I always wanted the new Madden because it usually came out like a couple months
Yeah.
before Christmas. And every year I would get nervous because it would come in a different box.
Oh no.
And so every year, I finally caught on after like 3 years. He would have like the game cases are about
Yeah.
the size of a big phone nowadays. And one year it was just like that. He had like it wasn't a fridge box, but it was like a huge box for like an end table. I was like, "Oh, Grandpa, what am I gonna do with an end table? I'm 12." Like, so I go through. There's packaged peanuts everywhere, and so after a while I caught on. But yeah, he would do the same thing. Just he's like, "Well, I gotta throw you off somehow because you know what you're getting every year." And so yeah, we've done that. I had a fraternity brother in college. His grandpa would send him like 15 jars of peanut butter because he thought it was he just thought it was funny.
I think
He's stocked for peanut butter every year. I don't think you can eat 15 jars in a year even if you tried.
I think the favorite one I've ever seen is it takes the same premise as like the like unlimited boxes that you just keep finding and finding.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple of mechanics do it. I've seen videos of it. I've never actually seen one in person, but they take your gift and they put it in like a like plywood box.
Mhm.
They drill a bunch of holes along the side and run bolts that are
Just
like
hold the whole thing together.
48-inch
Yeah. I'd be like,
bolts,
"Nah, dude,
and
here you go. You
and
can
they
have it."
put like 40 nuts in
Yeah.
each bolt.
Loctite.
You got to undo each one. I was like, man, look, that's just messed up.
Too much.
And then the time investment to get it
Yeah.
all the dude.
Yeah. Well, like Roses, I had him for the Secret Santa, and so I gave him his gift today. And I had my wife. I started doing it. My wife's like, "That looks terrible," but I had like that industrial duct tape that's like this wide, and I just kept wrapping it. And I asked him because I gave it to him, and I had to go to a meeting, so I was like, "Just open it, and then just let me know what you think." And so I came up later, and I go, "How long did it take you?" He's like, 2 seconds. I was like, "Damn it! It's supposed to take you longer."
There was no duct tape on those.
The one I got him, yeah,
Yeah, there
yeah.
was no duct tape on them.
There's the black duct tape.
Was it,
No, not on the individual gifts. They
oh, it was on the
they all
box
came
itself.
in one big
Oh,
box.
okay.
Yeah.
I watched him open it. There was no
But it took him a while, but I figured he would've got a pocket knife from you or something. So.
No, he had his own. But no, I saw him opening those. He got all happy, unloaded. He opened the first one, and he was like, "Oh, that's really cool."
Yeah.
And I told him, he was like, "What the?" He goes, it's a speed loader." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, it's makes it real easy because then you
Yep.
just do that." And he goes, "Oh yeah, that makes it way easier."
Yeah. I should take full credit. April helped me with that because
I told her,
she had the list of things that people wanted.
I gave him an idea for a prank, but I doubt he's ever going to do it because he wants to use because you bought him the BBs.
Yeah.
I told
Oh
him.
boy, I just now realized that's probably a bad thing. Find a bunch of BBs on my desk one of
I
these
told him, I
days.
said, "Would you if you want to pull the prank, just pull the top off, walk over, and
Yeah,
And he goes,
I
"No."
believe it.
He goes, "No, I'd rather use them for for the game." He goes,
Good.
"That's all right. I'm good with
Good.
that."
Yeah.
But I've seen a couple of those videos too where they just walk in and they just dump those. Everyone's just like, I'm like,
I was
"Oh."
really mean in high school a couple times, and um, I would have like a Gatorade that I didn't finish at lunch, and I would take the cap off and flip it over really quick and slide it to the center of the table. And so the janitor would come by.
It's messed up,
He'd
dude.
pick it up and be like, "Damn it!" And it would just go
That's
off onto
messed
the
up, man. That's
table.
messed up.
Which I never like it. Then I thought I was a genius, but if you really think about it, you could have just slid it off the side and into the trash. He would walk over and think the lid was still on it.
And you
He
just pick it
just
up.
lift it up and it would empty.
That's messed up, man.
Yeah,
That's messed up.
we used to call the janitor Luigi. He was a super nice guy. So if you're probably not watching this, but if you are,
Luigi,
I apologize, Luigi.
does he know you called him Luigi?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. He looked like Luigi. He had the mustache.
Mustache and
Yeah,
everything?
yeah. And he was tall and skinny, where Mario's kind of short and stocky. So that's why we called him Luigi. And he
Okay.
was super nice. And I don't know why I ever did that. I was
Because you're a jerk.
yeah, that's true. I thought it was funny. And
So,
looking
guys,
back,
you know what? In the comments, give us some Christmas traditions, whether they're Christmas traditions in a good way, like the white elephant or the Christmas pickle,
yeah, bad
or give us traditions where
memories
they're
or
pranking somebody, like they're doing stuff like that. So, if you guys got any that are out off the wall or you don't think anybody's heard of, throw them in the comments. Let us know. We'd love to review those and just take a look and
yeah, give us some good
giggle at
talking
them.
points.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So, I mean, that's it's all fun and games, and with each individual family, how you can take something like the Christmas pickle
yeah,
and
hide the
maybe
pickle.
maybe get it from something that started off as not a Christmas pickle and wound up being the Christmas pickle, or
Right.
you know,
If I help you develop a Christmas tradition
I
of hiding
swear,
the Christmas
if
pickle, then I
somebody
hope it becomes fun.
he starts doing a Christmas pickle because of this
I need
podcast,
to put a pickle on this tree.
no, you don't.
Get one from like just a burger and set it on.
You'd be able to find it. It's like,
Yeah, that's pretty small. This guy, he's had better days. I got tree or this like
where did you get that?
there's on a table out in the office.
Of
So
course.
yeah, I gotta put it back. I'll probably leave it here. I'll probably leave it here. It's festive because technically we're in the past, so we're the ghost of Christmas past right now.
Well, I mean, this would
It's not
technically be the
technically Christmas.
Christmas show,
Yeah,
so.
yeah, that's why I brought it. Trying to get
Um,
festive.
so on the show side, we've got a couple more videos, so you guys know that will be pre-recorded. The That's going to be hard to explain that way. We have a couple more that will come out pre-recorded, and we have some that will be in between that will be live. So just kind of keep that in mind. It'll be a little hard to explain from being from the past going to the future. So I'm not even going to try.
That's like a paradox.
Yeah. But we've got some more that'll come that way. As for the new year, we've got some new stuff. We're not new, but we'll have some different camera setups. Hopefully by that time for better guests. So when we have our guests on, you'll have better camera footage for those. And then come January, you guys will have an all new. I'm going to call it the reaction cam. And we're going to have a camera sitting right here next to me facing out. So that way, when we do our reaction videos, you guys get to watch
Yeah.
our lovely Captain McFarland here and whatever guest we have on doing the reaction with us.
It better be the chief because he's the only one that gets as disturbed as I do on some of those.
No, I think Ryan does.
Yeah, he was pretty stone cold on that. Well, because he knew the outcome.
Yeah, he knew it though.
Yeah, that's
And that's the thing is, I think that's what plays into it is if you don't know the outcome, you're going to get that kind of reaction face because you know when you know it's coming, you can you can.
The worst
monitor
part
yourself.
is they're usually at the end of a Friday, so we've been at range, super vigilant all day, and so my nerves are still kind of. I've just had a bunch of people
I
with
like how you guys
firearms
have never
around
kind of
me.
like really noticed that I do that on purpose.
Yeah, I know. I'm starting to now. I'm putting the pieces together. Takes me a while, but I'm like an elephant. Once I know, I don't ever forget.
That's not
So we need to. Yeah, that's not true at all. But maybe we'll start moving those to Mondays because
No.
yeah, I come back. I'm trying to decompress from being around a bunch of people with firearms and being in charge.
And I stick a reaction video
Yeah,
in
then we
front
got
of
the one of a guy making a bad traffic stop, and it's like it hurts my bones.
But other than that, we don't really have anything else, guys. We just wanted to say thank you guys for everything you guys do
Yep.
during the holiday season, outside the holiday season, day shift, evening shift, overnights. You guys are just without you, we wouldn't be able to do any of this. So we just wanted to say thank you, and we'd let you know that we appreciate you, and then just thank you so much for everything you do. Without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do this.
And those of you guys that struggle during the holidays, whatever reason, don't be afraid to reach out to that. You guys will see it. Did you already tell them what they're getting?
Yeah, we got the magnet.
Yeah,
Told them last in the podcast.
utilize that stuff. Holidays can be hard for some people. With
Hopefully, you guys have the
losing family
magnets
members and loved
by the
ones
time
and
this
stuff.
comes out. I'm not 100% sure. It all depends on postage and how long it takes to get to your house.
Well, you guys have the link. All
Yes.
our current officers, you guys
Link
have the
in-
link
in
to
EF.
that. So take advantage of that. If you're, the holidays can get people down. So and it's dark and nasty outside today, so it's easy to get yourself down, and especially for other outside circumstances. So don't don't hesitate. Reach out to us or reach out to those programs we have for you guys. So yeah, other than that, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and we appreciate everything you guys do.
Yep. On that, we're going to end it, guys. So we appreciate it. Like you said, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. We will see you guys next time. Stay safe. And don't forget, if you guys have videos you want us to watch, go ahead and send them to me and I'll get them looked at. We'll go from there. Throw those in the comments for us so we can take a look at your holiday specials or your holiday pranks.
Traditions, yeah,
And so we can kind of take a
pranks
look at all that stuff.
are preferred.
Yeah,
Traditions
pranks would be better.
traditions as well. Also, on one last note before we get out of here, it is supposed to be extremely cold this weekend, so please plan accordingly.
You're talking about a
Oh
weekend in
yeah,
the
that's
past.
right. Well, next weekend's probably gonna be cold too. I'm done.
This time travel with him is so we appreciate it, guys. Enjoy your week. And like I said, we will see you guys on the next live. So thank you so much and stay safe out there.
Take care, guys.